Hello again. Going strong here. 4 days now? I've actually managed to make videos, so very exciting. Tonight I am working on that first corset again. The boning came in finally today, and I've got that all in. Really has some great rigidity and shape to it now, so that's very exciting. And I got all of the bottom trims sewn on. So now I'm just closing up the binding on the back, sewing the lining down and the binding up over it. So this is my fourth and final line of hand stitching on this corset, and then it will be all done. So very exciting. And then of course I'm going to launch right into the next one. Well, I mean, I already started the next one in last night's video, so yeah, I'm going to kind of time that one and see how long it takes me to get through it, see if this is a feasible thing to actually work on, like for commissions. I've already had somebody contact me about commissioning one, not in the size I've got done, of course, but in a USD size, so I'm playing with that too. Obviously you have to take out some of the detail and stuff, but anyways, I'm not talking about that tonight. The point was, that's what I'm working on. What I'm actually going to talk about here tonight is I posted on Instagram a few weeks ago, but I think it was at least a month ago, maybe even 2 months now, to ask me questions for video fodder, stuff to talk about on YouTube. I know there's a million tags out there, and I don't know, I never get around to doing those, and they're not usually like a single question. It's usually a whole series of questions, and then I have to like think about it and plan everything out, plan my answer out and gather my dolls and stuff, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered to do tags. I don't know. It's just too much. I'm very lazy. So, anyways, I just posted on Instagram to ask me questions, and I got, I think I got 4 questions, and so I'm going to start going through those finally and answering those questions. 3 of the 4 are kind of questions. So I think each of those will have, I'll just do like one of these every night for each of those questions, and then throw the one that's just an easy question in somewhere else. And yeah, so the first question came from Satyrian Leaf Spar, and I think that's a he. Oh no, he or she or they asked, what made you to decide to become a face-up artist, and what has been the greatest challenge with your dolls? So, I guess, like, kind of initially, the reason for getting into doing face-ups was money. Not having money, and that's not making money, it's not spending money. With my own dolls, when I had just a few, when I first got into the hobby, it was no problem to clipping, no problem to commission face-ups, because I only had a couple of dolls, so no big deal, right? But as I got more and more dolls, and as anyone who has been in the hobby for a while knows, they tend to multiply, or like potato chips. You have one, and then next thing you know, you have 30. So that's kind of where I was at. I had 30 some dolls, and everybody needed face-ups. I had a lot of company default face-ups, but Most of my dolls back then were resin sole, and so I just had, you know, their $10 default face up, which is, you know, for $10, it's awesome. And it's not a terrible face up, but it's really nothing special either. It's just a very generic, ticks all the boxes, you know. Got some lip color and some eyelashes and some eyebrows, and that's a face up. So that was fine for a while, but I needed to customize my dolls, you know. That's what this hobby's about. And so yeah, I was sending them off for face ups, and I couldn't afford it at the point where I ended up with a whole bunch of dolls. So yeah, I've always been an artist. I've got, I mean, always, you know, I've got things from kindergarten that my mother kept that said, when I grow up, I want to be an illustrator. An illustrator, I don't know, I don't remember that at all, but apparently that's what I wanted to be when I was 5. So, anyways, I've always been an artist. You know, that's taken a number of different forms over the years, and this is, you know, the latest form. But, so yeah, I figured, you know, I can't afford to be sending my dolls off. I have a lot of dolls. I'm gonna give this a try. And, as you tend to do when you start out, you get a bunch of cheap supplies, and, you know, you pay $5 for a box of 50 chalk pastels that have like no pigment, and you have to put on 6 layers of to get to show up, and, you know, all those crappy supplies that people start out with. And sure enough, I sucked. No, I mean, everybody's first face up sucks, I think. And, you know, everybody's 5th face up kind of sucks. So it's not like being an artist in some kind of a traditional media doesn't, like, just automatically transfer over. Like, just because you can draw a picture doesn't mean you can draw eyebrows on a doll, you know. It's just it's a different format, and it definitely takes getting used to. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going there. I guess what I'm saying is, if you're somebody who's interested in getting into doing face-ups and you try it and the first one sucked, don't give up. My first one sucked. You know, do it again. And if the second one sucks, wipe it off and do it again. And if the third one sucks, wipe it off and do it again. That's, you know, that's how you improve. Nobody is awesome at anything, really, on the first try. So, yeah, you just gotta keep doing it. And, you know, I didn't get to a place that I was comfortable doing face-ups for other people until I'd done, I don't know, a lot. Like, I'd done at least a dozen face-ups before I painted anyone else's doll, and then it was, you know, it wasn't taking commissions or anything. It was like a friend, and I'm like, hey, I'll paint her for you, just, you know, pay shipping and I'll do it for free. And you know, so I did a number of those, and then I started taking commissions as I gained confidence, and started taking commissions for, you know, real cheap, like $10-20 a head or something, which is, you know, barely even paying for sealant, because sealant is stupidly expensive, and certainly it's not paying for your time. And but anyways, you know, that's how you start out, and the more you do, the more comfortable you get. And by the time I actually started doing face-ups, like selling them on Etsy and stuff, I don't know, I've probably done 100, no, maybe not 100, maybe like, I don't know, I've done a lot of faces, and I'm totally getting off track here. The point was, practice, 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 practice. If you want to get into doing face-ups, then paint a million face-ups. Don't paint one or two and get discouraged. You know, it takes practice. And I still have tons of stuff with my own work that I'm, you know, not happy with. I don't think I'm awesome. I mean, that's not to say I don't have any confidence in my work and my ability, but I know I've got lots of room to improve, and I'm constantly trying out new techniques and finding new things I like, and examining other people's work and saying, okay, how did they do that? Because that's insane and I suck. So, wow. Yeah, I really went off on a tangent there. I guess the original question was, what made you decide to become a face-up artist? So, A, it was I had too many dolls and I couldn't afford to send them out. And then B, you know, I had a vision for these characters, and it's hard to explain to somebody what something looks like in your head, you know. And of course, then there's also the problem of it's also very hard to translate onto, well, let's say onto paper, but onto a face, what's in your head. So just because you've got something in your mind doesn't mean your fingers can make that happen. So, but anyways, the point was I had pictures in my mind of what I wanted things to look like, and doing face-ups myself was cutting out that middleman and, you know, going straight from my brain to the head instead of trying to put it into words and then letting somebody else translate it and then try to figure out what's in my brain and put it into the doll's face. So, yeah, I guess that's that. So the other part of their question was, what is the greatest challenge I've experienced with my dolls? And I don't know, I was trying to think about this, and I don't know, I haven't really come up with much. Now, that's not to say there haven't been challenges, but there hasn't been anything that's really had me hung up and stumped. It's I don't know, a challenge is just a puzzle. It's just something to figure out, and that's fun for me. I like solving things, so I can't say that I've really run into a lot of things that I would call challenges or, like, you know, hurdles, something I've had to deal with and had trouble with. Because, I mean, you know, even like you mess a face up, okay, you wipe it off. If your sewing goes wrong, you scrap it and start over. It's not, I guess, like doing mods or something big like dyeing a doll or something. You know, if you try doing that kind of stuff and it goes wrong, then I don't know, that's kind of the stuff I'm imagining being like the greatest challenge, but I haven't done any of that. So, well, I mean, I've done lots of mods, but I've never messed one up yet. So that's that, I guess. So I guess the biggest challenge I have with my dolls is finishing them.